Welcome back, Pixelators. Now that you have learned how to use Git as well as GitLab, it is now time to set up your environment in preparation for developing Vue.js applications. So in this video, we're going to teach you how to set up your own Vue.js development environment. Let us begin. You might be wondering what Node.js is. So basically, Node.js, it is a runtime library built using a JavaScript. So imagine a JavaScript being run on CLI. By CLI, what I mean is the terminal. So before, we had the notion that JavaScript is only run on the web, right? Nowadays, it's not anymore that. The case is not like that anymore. You can run JavaScript on a terminal or on a web server using Node.js. So in order to create our own Vue.js application, we first need to install Node.js, because Node.js will be responsible for creating our Vue application. Now, our suggestion would be to use the LTS version always, because it is the recommended one for most users. Also, this version is meant for long-term support, hence the LTS acronym. So, after installing Node.js, what you need to next install is the Vue CLI. So, next, you're going to install the Vue CLI. So, this one. So, you will be installing the Vue CLI because it is the application responsible for creating your projects. So if you head over here, you use the Vue CLI to create your own project. So before doing that, you need to first install the Vue CLI. So as you can see here, the Vue CLI requires a certain Node.js version. So their minimum requirement is 8.9. But in our case, what we're going to install is the version 14. So we have no problems with that anymore. Once Node.js is installed, we simply need to type the specific command for installing the Vue CLI. So now, again, to repeat, we need to first install Node.js using the LTS version, which is this one. And then we need to install the Vue CLI, which is this one, using the Node.js command, or rather using the Node.js. And then, once we have that up and running, we are now able to create our own application using the Vue CLI. So, once we get that up and running, what we're going to do next is we're going to create our own project using the CMD line. So, since we have Node already installed, as well as we have Vue CLI installed, we can now run the Vue create command anywhere in our system. So, we simply need to type these three commands right here. So once you do that, you will now be able to create, or rather first, what's going to happen is you're going to pick a preset. In this case, what we usually use is the default. And then after that is you're going to set the specific features you need, and then it's going to build the application itself. So once it's done, you're going to have a full-fledged Vue app, a full-fledged Vue.js app already. So that is how you set up a environment for installing Vue.js. Now, to tell you in advance, the installation of Node.js is going to take up it's going to take some time, because Node.js is quite big. So I'm not sure for the exact size, but as far as I can recall, it is quite large. It's not a small library, but it's an entire application that is able to run JavaScript in a command terminal. So once you're able to install Node.js, you can now install Vue CLI using the command line. So the command line we just showed previously earlier. So don't be afraid of these links. We will be sending you all of these links to these resources in order for you to follow what I am talking about. So you will not be lost in finding these installers. So we will be guiding you with this as well. So now, once you install the Vue CLI, the next step is to create your own application using the Vue command line. Now, once you got that done up and running, you now have your very first Vue.js application. So as to how we will modify that Vue.js application and then update and as well as change that application, we will be tackling that in our next training setup, or rather in our next training video. So in our next training video, what we will be tackling is the basics of Vue.js, how to create the basic application, as well as how to create your own to-do list app, as well as discussing what it does, as well as the features of Vue.js, its inner workings. And then for the second part of the training, you will be learning how to use the advanced features of Vue.js. So just to give you a small heads up, the advanced form of Vue.js that we're talking about here is in the next time that we go live again. So that will be on next Saturday. So we will be teaching you all of these things regarding Vue.js.
Thank you for watching Pixelators. We hope you have learned something from these videos that we have provided. So please don't forget to hit that like button as well as to hit that subscribe button to get notified of our latest updates as well as when new training videos gets uploaded. If you have further questions or you have difficulties with your implementations, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. Again, this is Joshua from Pixelate. See you in the next video, Pixelators!